What's going on, guys? I'm Aaron from PhoneDog.com, and happy Tuesday to you. It's not Monday, it's not Friday, but hey, it's Tuesday. Another 4G video for you here, the HTC ThunderBolt versus the Samsung Galaxy S 4G. Both are awesome in their respective carriers. Both are 4G devices. 1 GHz processor here, 1 GHz here, even though this is Hummingbird and this is Snapdragon. 8 megapixel camera on the back of this one, 5 on this one, so the specs are a little bit different, but they both have front-facing cameras. They're both, equipped with a lot of features, and they're both good choices on Verizon and on T-Mobile respectively. Which one's the best? So both of these devices have 7 home screens you can choose from, and you can scroll over. It's actually almost identical on both of these. Scroll over from left to right to access those. You'll see this little thing going up and down depending on which screen I'm on. Go over like that. Apparently I'm busy more than I thought. That's pretty cool. And scroll up and over. Now you can see HTC kind of pioneered this pinch out and pinch in kind of thing where you can go to individual home screens as a result. Bam, like that. But then Samsung has it as well, albeit being a little bit slower, but you can see you can pinch out and go to specific screens there as well. We'll go out and go back in. And so you can see very similar on that front. Let's take a look at the keyboards on both of these devices. And I just want to show you, actually before we do that, just to show you some of the differences between the layouts. Again, phone versus phone. You see the contacts up here on Sense. It displays your last calls and then your contacts down here, so you can see. And I happen to not be a fan of this. This is one of the few things I don't like about Sense. The organizational structure here is kind of lacking in my opinion. If you have a bunch of missed calls, a bunch of received calls, and you have your contacts below that, kind of makes it challenging to organize things. But otherwise, the keys nice and large, island keys, very easy to use. Call button at the bottom, call history down there, and then HTC has a very smooth ability to scroll between all your contacts, your groups, your online directories, your call history, and more. Now with this one, you have dialer, call logs, favorites, and voicemail up in the top. So you have these top tabs, and you have island keys up here as well. And then you have the access to your contacts list, call, and then voice services. So a little bit more laid back over here, if you will, a little bit less organized. But there's still some things I don't like about this one. And it's always been, in every version of Sense, it's always been this little thing right here, the fact that the contacts display along with the missed calls. But hey, it may not bother you. Let's take a look at the keyboards and see which one comes out on top. Now you get a couple of options with the Galaxy S 4G. Let's see, new message, and we'll type to compose, and you can see input method, a couple of different options. You get swipe or you get the Samsung keypad. No additional options on this one. So you can see it's just the HTC Sense keyboard, and that's it. Now again, 4.3-inch display makes this very easy to type on in both portrait and in landscape mode. You have the directional keys over here. You have those in portrait mode as well. So for somebody coming from the Evo, a little bit easier than somebody coming from another 4.3-inch display that doesn't have those arrow buttons at the bottom. So very easy to type on. The Quick Brown Fox, QuickTown Fox, focus is sad. The QuickTown Focus is sad. QuickTown Focus sad. And then the Samsung keypad, which I'm not a huge fan of. The Quick Brown Fox says sup. We'll try to do it. Sup. There we go. Quick Brown Fox says sup. So got that in there. He wants to tell you guys hello. I told him I would tell you. But you can see keyboards, portrait and landscape there as well. Easy to type on, and you do get some more options. Now, of course, you can sideload keyboards if you want to. You can download those from the Android market. You're able to do that on both of these devices. But sideloading, of course, do at your own risk. You still get some options if you really want them. Camera tests on both of these devices. 8 megapixel camera over here, 5 megapixel camera here. Now the Thunderbolt has the advantage at night due to the dual LED flash. This doesn't have a flash at all, so it's kind of non-existent, if you will, when it's nighttime. That said, there is a night mode, but still, it's nonetheless pretty frustrating. Let me pull something over here that we can take a picture of. Take a picture of the watch, just for example, and we'll start with the Galaxy S 4G. And this is an unofficial test. Obviously, go into the store and take a look at these for yourself. But there's no physical camera button over here, so the zooming is all done by pressing and holding right here, by letting go. And so you can see picture quality is quite good. I mean, for a 5 megapixel camera, and I've said this in previous videos, Galaxy S 4G has always done a great job in terms of the camera department. To be a 5 megapixel camera, it's definitely one of the best on the market. That said, the Thunderbolt has really exceeded all of my expectations. Camera is surprisingly good on this device, and the autofocus is fantastic, and autofocuses in right away. So you can see I'll move it around a little bit, and immediately, bam. So I mean, you can see just the focus there. You can see the detail around the watch. I'd have to give it to the Thunderbolt in the camera department, but let me jump back real quick so you can see some of the, go to menu, see some of the things you can make changes to. Image adjustments, white balance, resolution, ISO, review duration, widescreen, things like that. And of course, face detection, face detection, shutter sound. Say that 3 times fast. Face detection, shutter sound, and similar settings in the Galaxy S as well. Sorry, maybe I've had too much caffeine today, but I found that pretty funny. Let's take a look at quadrant standard scores on both of these devices and see which one comes out on the top. We'll go ahead and run the full benchmark on that one. We'll get this one going behind it. Now, call quality has been very good on both of these devices. The battery life, 1400 milliamps here, 1650 here. Battery life, much longer on the Galaxy S 4G. I was able to make it, thanks to this bigger battery, I was able to make it well into a day and kind of into day 2, you know, kind of the early morning before the device powered off with moderate use. This thing, I can't make it through a day. It does have a 1400 milliamp battery, but that 4G sucks the life out of the battery and makes it pretty frustrating to make it through. Even with moderate use and even with light use, I'd scrape through a day, and that was about it. So keep that in mind. You know, if you're a battery hog, either get a car charger, get the extended battery that makes this thing look kind of pregnant, or you know, go with something else because the battery life is not great. That's the biggest Achilles heel here, battery. But speaker works well, call quality's been great, and we'll see what the benchmarks are here. 1,717 on the Thunderbolt, and then this one we're going to have to run again because for whatever reason Quadrant Standard decided to fail. So I'll run that. So 1,006 on this device, 1,006. So 1717, it beats out the HTC Thunderbolt. Let's pull up speed test on both of these devices, and we'll see where those go. Speed test, bam. Charlotte, North Carolina, some small town, let's say Charlotte, there we go, okay. And there we go, so begin test, bam, bam, and we'll wait and see which ones come out. Now it's important to remember that on the download speeds, this does work. On the upload speed, speedtest.net has not been configured yet to handle those. So that 20 megabits per second speed you're seeing is not really accurate, but that 13 megabits per second on the download is. So this thing's averaging right now about 13 megabits per second on the download. And in comparison, Galaxy S 4G, too many 4G devices. Galaxy S 4G, 3.48 megabits per second, 1.62 megabits per second on the upload. So much slower. That said, it's not bad in comparison to some of the AT&T and Verizon 3G stuff. But hey, for 4G speeds, Verizon LTE takes the cake. Now there has to be a dogfight winner, and I'm going to declare it to the HTC Thunderbolt. I mean, all around, this is a superior device to have right now if you're on Verizon, and if you're looking to switch for that matter, best device out there in my opinion right now. Great feature set, great camera, front-facing camera is a nice touch. I mean, you can't beat the speeds. LTE is just blazing fast, and you know, it's one of many more devices to come out this season. So HTC Thunderbolt wins the cake, but who knows? 6 months from now, when we do other LTE devices against the Thunderbolt, who knows which one will win. Keep it locked on PhoneDog.com for continuing coverage of both of these devices, and be sure to like us on Facebook at Facebook.com/PhoneDog. We're giving away iPad 2 and smartphones as part of our colossal iPad 2 and smartphone sweepstakes. I'm actually logging off right now to go do a live broadcast because we shoot it every Tuesday and Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. Pacific, where we give you a choice between an iPad 2, MyTouch 4G, Google Nexus S, or Motorola Atrix 4G. Easy to enter. Head over to Facebook.com/PhoneDog and click on sweepstakes. Be sure to follow me on Twitter as well, PhoneDog_Aaron. Any questions, comments, and thoughts you have about the dogfight. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.